Hello YouTube, I'm the Foam Witch and Tiger Supplies have sent me some XPS foam. Now this is a lot thicker than EVA foam, you can hear that if I tap it, it's more like an insulation foam, and a lot of people use this to make sets for tabletop gaming. Tiger Supplies have set me a challenge to try and make something with this. Now I've never worked with this before, so let's see how it goes. After putting in some thought about what I wanted to make, one of my favourite things to make is weapons, so I decided I'm going to make this dagger, and this is a template I got off Etsy from NearValkyrie shop. It's kind of like a fantasy style dagger. It reminded me a little bit of a Skyrim dagger, so that's why I chose it. So this is what I'm going to make out of the XPS foam. And I'm going to start with the blade, so just cutting that part off the template, and then just tracing around it onto the foam. And if I move the microphone a bit closer, you might get some good ASMR from this. Let's see. It does make a nice kind of scratchy noise when you draw on it. So I'm assuming that cutting it will be the same. We'll get some good sounds. Now it's just a case of cutting it out, and I've got this very sharp craft knife. Again, I think we're going to get some really good ASMR sounds with the crunchy cutting, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out. Obviously this is quite thick, so I'm just taking my time to do a few passes through because my knife doesn't quite reach through in one go. This is so satisfying to cut. So the blade has been cut out. As you can see, this stuff cuts really nice. If my blade was a little bit sharper, it probably would have been a bit more clean, but just cutting it with the craft knife has given it a nice even cut on both sides. That's awesome. Now I want to bevel the edge, so I'm just going to cut these parts off the template and transfer them onto the foam. That's the lines transferred onto the foam on both sides. So this is going to get sanded now. And for this, I'm going to use my trusty Dremel with a fine grit sanding barrel attachment. But because there's going to be an awful lot of dust, I think, if you're going to use this, make sure you wear a proper respirator, not just a dust mask, and also some goggles, because I think this foam is going to go everywhere. I have no idea if you're going to be able to hear me. I've got my microphone on, but obviously this is covering my mouth. But I'm all suited up. Hood on, gloves on, coat on, mask, gloves. Let's sand. After a little bit of sanding with the Dremel, I realised that this wasn't the easiest method of getting the edges down. So I abandoned that and I took my craft knife instead and started carving the edges, which took the material down a lot quicker. This carving was done until most of the material had been taken down, and then I went back and sanded with the Dremel, and this worked out to be a much better option. That is the carving done. As you can see, it's quite rough, but I am going to go back in and sand this all. It was definitely the better option to carve first rather than sand, because you can get the bulk of the material away. As you can see, it makes quite a bit of a mess, but that was to be expected. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to hoover up all this mess. This is how the blade looks now. It's kind of been refined with the Dremel. It looks a lot smoother, but I am going to go in with some sandpaper, see if I can really smooth it. And here, I don't know if you can see, I kind of laid it on the desk and I must have pressed on it, so it's kind of dug into the foam. So be aware of that if you are using it, that it will kind of imprint. I am going to try and fill this with either some foam clay or some flexi filler. Hopefully it'll work, but if not, it's just going to be battle damage. And this is the blade. Now it's been fully sanded with sandpaper and it's looking very smooth, apart from obviously the damage I caused earlier. I'm probably going to cut some damage into the blade so it looks like it's been used, but for now that part's done. So I'm now going to move on to starting the handle, and then there's this bit at the end, which this blade is going to slot into. I'm going to have to figure out kind of like a V groove in the middle so this slots in, but I'll just cut this piece out now. So because I've never used this foam before, I had to do a test as to which glue to use. This one I used super glue. As you can see, it hasn't really dried, and it's kind of melted the foam a bit, so I won't be using that one. This one was contact adhesive. The bond was strong, but I've obviously just managed to rip it apart, so that's probably not the way to go either. And then this one lastly is hot glue. Now I'm pulling that quite hard and it doesn't seem to be budging, so hot glue is one I'm going to go with. I think if the hot glue gun is too hot, it could potentially melt this foam, so I'm going to use it on a low heat, but yeah, hot glue is the one I'm going to go for. And this is what I came up with to join the blade to the handle. I made a little indent here so that the blade is going to sit in there like this, so I'm just going to glue that in with hot glue now. That got stuck on like so, and also to help keep everything together, I pushed this metal rod through the middle, and thankfully it didn't come out of any of the sides. For the handle, I've just cut out this square block, which I'm gonna kind of carve down and make more round. I also need to try and put a hole through the middle so I can get the metal bar through. I have this tool that I've never used before, which is kind of like a heat tool for polystyrene. So we're going to try and see if I can make a hole through this block without kind of ruining it. So here we go. This is actually very scary. I'm a bit scared. Let's go. Ooh, that makes a nice noise. Well, it's made a hole. It's a bit large, but we'll see how it goes. So it did kind of work. I didn't manage to keep it fully straight all the way down, but it is enough for me to get the handle on. It's going to need gluing in place and obviously sanding down, but yeah, that's all right actually. The handle has now been attached. It's very sturdy and still very lightweight. So onto the end of the handle now. And the end of the handle is going to look like this. Again, it's going to be kind of carved, a bit curved. I'll go ahead and cut that out and show you once it's all sanded. All of the sanding is now complete and the build of the dagger is finished. I think this looks really cool. I decided to lean into the battle damage because I think it just made it look a bit more awesome. It's very lightweight and feels very sturdy, so that is awesome. I also went over it very, very lightly with a heat gun because I was quite aware that if the heat was on it too long, it'd probably start melting the foam, just to seal these holes a little bit. It was really fun to carve and sand and watch all that detail unfold. So now it's time to paint. And I'm going to seal this, as usual, with black flexi paint, again, from Tiger Supplies. This is my favourite sealer to use. It's awesome. I have tried it on a little scrap piece of this foam to make sure it works, and it does. So I'm going to give this a few layers now. This is just getting brushed on by hand, and I'm just guessing, but I'm probably going to use 2 or 3 layers maybe, but I'll tell you once I've finished it. Here is the dagger after the flexi paint has dried. I actually did 4 layers in the end. Don't really know why, it's just what I did. And I think it's looking pretty sweet. I like the texture that it's got to it because the foam is obviously not as smooth as EVA foam, but I think it adds to the dagger. So it's now time to paint. For the painting, I've got some kind of dark gunmetal silver. For the blade, I'm just gonna dry brush this on because I think that will look really good with the texture, kind of not going into the lower spots. It'll make it look a little bit more realistic. I'm not going to go too heavy with the paint. A little bit at first because I can always go back in and add some more, and then probably either darken it or put some lighter highlights on with a different silver paint. And this is the blade now. The painting is finished. These lights are quite bright in here, so don't know if you can really see the different shades of silver. There's kind of dark silver and light silver on the edges and the high spots. Yeah, it's quite shiny as well. It's turned out really well. It's now time to paint the handle. There is going to be some material wrapped around this as well, and also some fur on this, which I found from pictures from the game. So I'll go ahead and paint this brown now. To paint the handle, I've just got different shades of brown. I've got burnt sienna, raw umber and raw sienna. And I'm just getting like a raggedy paintbrush and just dabbing the paint on rather than brushing it. This is just so the pattern is a bit more kind of random, so it looks a bit more like a leather handle. And I'm just going to go over this until I'm kind of happy with how it looks. And this is the handle. Now it's been painted. As you can see, it's got lots of different colours of browns on there, darker and lighter shades to make it look a bit more like material. Yep, happy with that. In the pictures from the game, it looks like the handle has a bit of fur around it. So I've just got this black fur. It'll probably need a trim once I've glued it on, but I'm just sticking it around that front part of the handle with hot glue. And I'll join it up at the top and trim it. The fur trim has now been added. I also sheared it down a little bit with some electric shears that I have because it was a bit wild and out of control. It didn't look great. The fake fur, it is fake just to clarify, has now been added to the handle, so it's time to wrap this part in the leather material. For the handle, I've got these strips of leather and I'm just going to stick them on with the hot glue gun. And these get stuck around the top and the bottom, and then in a crisscross pattern all the way down the handle. The leather is now around the handle. It looks a bit too clean, so what I'm doing is just taking some darker brown paint and going around the edges of the material. It looks quite dark when you first put it on, but it's going to dry into the material a bit, so it's not going to be as noticeable. It's just going to make it look like the edges of the leather are a bit worn, because the new kind of leather doesn't really match the rest of the blade, because the rest of the blade looks a bit worn and used and this looks very clean. So I'm just going to go around with this paint. It's going to take a little while because you have to build it up. You don't want to put too much on at once. So I'll show you once that's done. The weathering on the leather of the handle is now complete, and I think this looks a lot better. It doesn't look as clean. I really like how that looks. So yeah, happy with that. And now that the painting of the handle is finished, the dagger is finally complete, and I'm so thrilled with how this has turned out. Painting is not my strongest skill. I always feel like I kind of lack in that area, but I'm actually loving how this turned out. Hopefully you can see the different shines on the blade there. Obviously the lights are quite bright in here, so it doesn't give you the full effect. I'll just kind of move it around a little bit there. There's the fur on the handle for the trim, the leather for the handle, which has been a bit weathered, and then the end bit as well. I am so happy with how this turned out. So the answer to, can you make cosplay items out of XPS foam? The answer is yes. The Orcish Dagger is now complete, and I had a lot of fun making this. The sanding, the carving, it was great. The finished dagger is super lightweight. It's also quite sturdy. So yeah, this works really well. Will I use it for every project from now on? Probably not. I still do prefer EVA foam, but it's great to know that there are other options that can be used if needed. And this is going to be great to use if you need like a more solid detailed piece added to your cosplay item. Very, very good. If you want to try any of this XPS foam for yourself, head over to the Tig Supplies website now, where you can find all of the other materials that I use for my builds as well. They are incredible. You will not be disappointed. If you are still watching this video, I want to give you a massive, huge thank you. If you've enjoyed it, if you could give it a thumbs up like, that would be awesome. And if you are watching and have still not subscribed to my channel, but you do enjoy crafting content like this, I've got loads more to come, so please hit that subscribe button now. This year, I'm trying hard to hit my goal of 10,000 subscribers, and I'm so close, so it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe to my channel. Huge thanks again for watching, and all I've got left to say is, I'll see you next time.